Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to speak on matters that grip the hearts of men and women across the world. These are the forces that promise joy yet often bring sorrow, that whisper of satisfaction yet leave the soul empty. Sex, power, riches, materialism. Look around and you will see a world consumed by these things. People chase after pleasure, believing it will satisfy the longing of their hearts. They hunger for power, thinking it will make them invincible. They seek riches, hoping money will bring them peace. And they cling to material things, believing possessions will fill the void inside. But let me ask you, has it ever been enough? Have the pleasures of the flesh ever brought lasting peace? Has power ever made a man truly secure? Has money ever silenced the fears of the heart? Has materialism ever led to true joy? The world tells you that these things are the measure of success. It tells you that the more you have, the happier you'll be. But history tells a different story. Great empires have crumbled under the weight of their greed. The rich have died alone, their wealth unable to buy them a single extra breath. Kings have lost their thrones and men have lost their souls, all in pursuit of these fleeting things. You may gain the whole world, but what will it profit you if you lose your soul? Sex without love leaves emptiness. Power without wisdom leads to destruction. Riches without purpose become a curse. Materialism without meaning leads only to despair. But there is a greater way. There is a hope that does not fade, a treasure that does not rust, a joy that cannot be taken away. The world may chase after these things, but you do not have to follow. There is a higher calling, a greater purpose, a deeper fulfillment. The answer is not in the fleeting pleasures of this world, but in something eternal, something unshakable, something that no thief can steal, no moth can destroy, no time can erode. Turn away from the empty promises of this world and seek what truly satisfies. Seek the truth, and the truth will set you free. Sex, power, riches, and materialism have long been seen as the keys to happiness and success. The world glorifies these things, presenting them as the ultimate goals of life. People believe that if they can attain enough wealth, possess enough influence, or indulge in enough pleasure, they will finally be satisfied. The message is everywhere. On television screens, in social media, in music, in advertisement. It is the driving force behind much of human ambition. And yet, despite the endless pursuit of these things, people still find themselves unfulfilled. Pleasure is temporary. The excitement of lust fades. The thrill of power diminishes. The shine of riches dulls. And material possessions lose their value over time. What once seemed new and exciting soon becomes ordinary. The world tells you to chase after more, to seek the next thrill, the next achievement, the next purchase. But the cycle never ends. No matter how much someone attains, there is always something more to chase. The hunger grows, but it is never truly satisfied. History is filled with examples of those who had everything the world had to offer, yet found themselves empty. Kings who ruled vast empires, celebrities adored by millions, billionaires with fortunes beyond imagination. Many of them lived in despair despite their success. They had everything, yet felt like they had nothing. Some turned to addictions, others to self-destruction, all because the things they once thought would bring happiness left them unfulfilled. Even in everyday life, the same truth plays out. A person may think that once they acquire a certain amount of money, they will feel secure. But when they reach that goal, they realize it is not enough. Someone may believe that power will make them respected and loved, yet they find themselves lonelier than ever. Another may indulge in every physical pleasure available, only to wake up feeling more empty than before. The pursuit of these things is a never-ending race with no finish line. The deception of worldly desires is that they seem to promise lasting satisfaction, yet they only deliver temporary pleasure. They distract from deeper needs, needs that cannot be met by external things. The more one chases after them, the more they slip away, leaving behind only an aching void. The world shouts that fulfillment comes from these things, but reality proves otherwise. The heart longs for something more, something that does not fade, something that truly satisfies. The world has long equated success with wealth, power, and material possessions. From the earliest civilizations to modern society, people have been conditioned to believe that the more they accumulate, the more valuable they become. The pursuit of riches is glorified, power is idolized, and material wealth is seen as the ultimate achievement. The wealthy are celebrated, the powerful are feared, and those with influence are admired. Yet history and human experience repeatedly show that these measures of success are deceptive and ultimately unsatisfying. Look at the lives of the richest and most powerful individuals throughout history. Many of them have reached the heights of success, only to find themselves trapped in loneliness, paranoia, and despair. The great kings, emperors, and tycoons who once ruled with absolute authority eventually faced betrayal, loss, and the realization that all they had built was temporary. The world remembers their wealth, but history often reveals the emptiness behind it. Money cannot buy peace of mind. Power does not guarantee security. Influence does not ensure love. Society promotes the idea that the accumulation of material goods defines a person's worth. People spend their lives chasing after bigger houses, luxury cars, designer clothes, and the latest technology. Yet no matter how much they acquire, they always want more. This endless cycle of desire leads to dissatisfaction, as each new possession quickly loses its thrill. Those who believe that success is measured by material gain often find themselves consumed by anxiety, fearing loss, competition, and failure. Power is another illusion that many chase, believing that control over others will bring them fulfillment. Leaders, politicians, and business magnates strive for dominance, convinced that their influence will give them lasting importance. However, power is fleeting. Those who rise to the top often fall just as quickly, leaving behind a legacy of broken relationships and unfulfilled dreams. The thirst for power leads people to compromise their values, betray their morals, and lose sight of what truly matters. Fame, wealth, and power may impress the world, but they do not bring inner peace. Many who have reached the peak of worldly success have admitted that they still feel empty. Their names may be known, their bank accounts full, and their influence vast, yet their hearts remain restless. The pursuit of these things, while celebrated by society, has never been able to provide lasting joy or true fulfillment. True fulfillment does not come from the things the world glorifies. People are conditioned to believe that success is measured by power, wealth, and material gain. Society teaches that the more one accumulates, the greater their worth. From a young age, individuals are told to chase after riches, to climb the ladder of influence, and to pursue physical pleasure as the ultimate source of happiness. Yet when they reach the top, many find themselves emptier than when they began. Power is intoxicating, but it is never enough. Those who seek it always crave more. They manipulate, they control, and they sacrifice relationships, morality, and even their peace of mind to maintain their grip on authority. Yet history has shown that power is fleeting. Kings, rulers, and leaders who once commanded nations are now mere names in history books. Their power did not follow them beyond the grave. No man can hold on to power forever, and in the end it leaves them as empty as the day they first pursued it. Wealth, too, is deceptive. It provides comfort but not contentment. The richest individuals in the world still seek more, convinced that just one more dollar will bring the peace they long for. They build empires, they buy luxuries, and they surround themselves with the finest things. Yet their hearts remain restless. Money can buy entertainment, but it cannot buy joy. It can purchase influence, but it cannot purchase peace. It can provide security in this life, but it holds no value in eternity. Material possessions create an illusion of fulfillment. People fill their homes with things, seeking satisfaction in what they own. They buy the latest technology, the most fashionable clothes, the fastest cars, believing these things will bring them happiness. Yet the excitement fades, and the hunger for more returns. No object, no matter how valuable, can satisfy the deep longing within the human heart. The more people own, the more they realize that possessions do not complete them. Pleasure is fleeting. The world preaches that indulgence is the key to happiness, that fulfilling every desire is the path to joy. Yet gratification without meaning leads to emptiness. The pursuit of pleasure without purpose leaves people lost, chasing after something that never lasts. Those who live for temporary highs soon find themselves searching for something deeper. The world constantly tells us that happiness is found in the abundance of possessions, in the pursuit of pleasure, in the accumulation of wealth, and in the grasp of power. People spend their lives chasing after these things, believing that once they have enough, they will finally be satisfied. Yet time and time again, we see that this is not the case. The wealthiest individuals in history have suffered from depression. The most powerful leaders have lived in fear. And those who have indulged in every pleasure have often found themselves feeling more empty than ever before. Material things can never fill the void in the human heart. A person can own the finest homes, drive the most luxurious cars, and possess riches beyond imagination, yet still feel incomplete. The reason is simple. Our deepest needs are not physical, but spiritual. No amount of wealth or possessions can satisfy a heart that longs for meaning. Power cannot erase the fear of death, and pleasure cannot heal a wounded soul. The more people chase after these things, the more they realize that they are running in circles, always needing more, always feeling like something is missing. Truth, on the other hand, brings freedom. The truth illuminates the deception of the world, revealing that the things so many strive for are nothing more than fleeting illusions. Truth exposes the lie that money can buy happiness, that power brings security, and that pleasure leads to lasting joy. It cuts through the noise of materialism and offers something far greater: clarity, purpose, and peace. Truth removes the chains of greed, lust, and pride, allowing a person to see life as it truly is. When a person embraces truth, they are no longer controlled by their desires for wealth, status, or pleasure. They are no longer restless, no longer searching in all the wrong places. Instead, they find contentment that no material thing can provide. They discover that joy does not come from what they own, but from what they know to be real. They are no longer bound by the pressures of society, no longer trying to impress others or prove their worth through temporary achievement. Truth sets them free from the endless cycle of dissatisfaction, guiding them towards something that endures beyond this life.